Good afternoon, students, parents, and faculties. Welcome to the SCAM Summer Trimester Opening Ceremony. I'm the moderator, Shan Shan. Today, we are pleased to gather here to welcome our new students to share some experience, also to build a closer community of SCAM. Please allow me to go over our agenda quickly. The first part is opening remarks by our CEO and co-founder, Charlie. Today, he would like to share more about SCAM's missions and goals. The second part will be introduced by our co-founder, Yuan. Yuan leads our teaching faculty team, and he will share the coming lesson plan in this summer. And the third part will be our sharing session. I think will be very interesting and helpful for all of the students. We are so happy to invite students from different level classes. Some study at SCAM as early as 2017, and some others with us later. Both of them will share their experience during their study and context. So if you are the new students of SCAM, don't hesitate to ask any question on the chat box. We will answer them in the final Q&A section. Today, we have some new friends from our local community. So before we move to the first session, let's take a quick video tour about our SCAM story. Please enjoy.
Computer science and artificial intelligence are tools that will change the future. XCamp Academy is a community dedicated to inspiring and cultivating the next generation of computer science and artificial intelligence talent. XCamp Academy was founded in August 2017 in Silicon Valley by two Google software engineers. The name XCamp was inspired by the variable X, which represents unlimited opportunities. XCamp's curriculum is developed by Mr. Xian Youxu, a Chinese diamond-level international gold medal coach. Our staff here in the US is composed of senior software engineers from major technology companies in Silicon Valley. In addition, we have strong support from international and domestic competition winners. From beginner-level Python to classic C++ courses and competition and honors courses, XCamp's curriculum is designed for students of all different levels. We prioritize personalized education, with problem sets tailored to each student's needs and an enrollment system that encourages grade skipping. By participating in team-based competitions and facilitating frequent group study sessions, XCamp also fosters an environment of collaboration to build each student's confidence in their ability to code. We also provide math and computer science merit scholarships to qualified students. As of now, more than 80 XCamp students have qualified for the USACO Silver Division and above, including 13 who are in the Platinum Division and 33 in Gold. During the Teams Code Summer Virtual Contest, XCamp's teams won second prize in the Intermediate Division and first place in the Advanced Division. At the 2021 Harker Programming Invitational, our students won first and second place in the Advanced Group, and the top 3 teams in the Novice Group were all from XCamp. Here at XCamp, we believe that students have unlimited potential and can change the world through coding.
Great. Welcome to follow us on our YouTube channel. We will upload today's event later on YouTube as well. So next, please warmly welcome Charlie to give us an opening remarks. Welcome.
Yeah, students, parents, teachers, and friends, we're glad to announce that the XCamp 2021 summer trimester starts today. This marks the 4th summer trimester of XCamp Academy. Yuan and I founded XCamp 4 summers ago in 2017. Since then, XCamp has grown from a 10-student hobby class to a school with more than 300 students now. Yuan and I have learned and grown with XCamp, with the students, teachers, parents, and the community. Yuan and I would like to thank all of the faculty, TAs, and staff for making this happen. We also want to thank all of the parents for your trust and the support of our program. We also want to cheer the students for your efforts and achievements in the past years. Today, I would like to share our philosophy of teaching. What's the purpose of our coding classes? Some people would argue our goal is to develop students' coding skills and knowledge. We agree to some extent, but we have more. Our programming education has 4 purposes. Our first purpose is for the students to learn coding knowledge and skills. We are very serious about coding. After 4 years of classes with XCamp, many of our students could easily enter USA Computing Olympiad Gold Division. Some of them could pass Google's interviews on algorithms and data structure. Our second goal is to inspire student interest and help each student reach their maximum potential. We know interest is the best motivator. Each student is unique. We are trying our best to provide a personalized education to inspire students' interest. Our personalized education includes bonus homework, class skips, and class retakes. Students, please find the best learning opportunities for yourself rather than comparing yourself with others. This is the only way you can reach your maximum potential. Our third purpose is to improve students' real-world critical thinking capabilities. We believe these capabilities are more important than skills and knowledge of coding itself. We would like to help the students on real problem solving to build their grit through practice and contests, and to nurture their leadership through teamwork and other social activities. Our fourth purpose is to build a strong student and parent community. Middle and high school is just the beginning of life. The students will eventually attend college, undertake internships, and look for a job. For those who are aspiring entrepreneurs, they need partners. XCamp buddies and families would be the strong support of your future study, your career, your startup as your lifelong friends. In short, XCamp would like to inspire your interest, improve your capabilities, and try to provide long-term support as a community on top of our simple building your coding skills. Thank you all, and I look forward to seeing you in class. Thank you. Back to you, Fenshan.
Next, we will have our co-founder Yuan to introduce more about our lessons plan. Welcome, Yuan.
Thanks, Charlie and Shanshan, and thanks all students, parents, and XCamp staffs for attending our summer semester's open ceremony. And we are so glad to have all of you. And for the past few years, and including the past semester, spring semester, we've got almost whole class promoting to USACO Platinum, and many students got into gold and silver divisions. And also we've seen our students in the top 3 in Teams Code, Stanford Proco competition. What's most important thing is that we are so happy to see more and more students learning coding and got inspired, and they are able to grow in XCamp. We are proud of all your achievement and growth. And the summer semester is quite an important semester, as you can imagine, it provides the longest consecutive learning experience without a distraction among a year, right? Even for winter semester, it will be shorter, so summer semester you can focus more. So therefore, it could be the most efficient and productive semester of the year if we do it correctly. So for students in beginner level of classes, meaning like the 100 series classes, we hope you enjoy the carefully designed classes to enter the coding world and being able to do problem solving. And we hope you are not afraid of challenges and enjoy the class. And when you finish the class, we really hope you love coding and is confident about implementing your idea with skills then in XCamp. And for students from 200 to 400, you are in intermediate level of classes, and we hope this semester become your great time to build up your solid foundations about all the topics we talk about in class. And especially we want you to go beyond to deeply understand them, and then especially build the relationship between the different topics, not memorizing the problem solving, but instead deeply connect them and build a muscle memory about coding and problem solving. So it's also time to consolidate the gaps identified as well. So we really hope you take advantage of the opportunity to be a great problem solver during the summer. And for students in honor class, we are so happy about your decision and your determination to commit into competitive programming. So please note that the next USACO season is not too far away. And also please note, it's all about your hard work of each algorithm, each data structure, each line of code, and also the long pull effort of doing summaries and doing corrections. All these seemingly tedious work, all together, they will be chained together and become the result of the USACO results in the end of this year. Okay, so that's all I want to say, and I'm really looking forward to a fun and productive summer for all of our students. And thanks all the parents for your support and your trust, and thanks all XCamp staff for your great work. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Yuan. Oh, so that's why we invite lots of students come here and to share their experience. So the next session will be very useful and pretty interesting for all of you guys. Let's welcome Zoe, Aiden, Kevin, and Alex. They study learning coding from entry level. Some are already in the intermediate and some as high as the USACO Platinum, just as Yuan said, right? The Platinum class. So let them give us a brief introduction first. Welcome.
Hello everyone, my name is Zoe and I am 10-year-old in 4th grade at Harvard. Some of my hobbies are dancing, baking, singing, writing, coding, and gymnastics. I joined XCamp in spring 2020, starting from class 100C logo. Now I am in 200C, learning the C++ language.
Hello, my name is Kevin Liu. I joined XCamp in early 2020, and I'm an 8th grader at Miller Middle School. I'm in the 300 honors class as of right now. I enjoy coding, building projects, and cooking. In the Pro contest of this year, our team won 3rd place in the novice division, and our team won 2nd place in the Harker Invitational contest.
Hello everybody, my name is Aiden Yi and I'm also a 9th grader. So currently I'm also in the 300 honors class and actually on the same team as Kevin. So together we won the 3rd place in the novice pro group and 2nd place in the Harker Invitational. In my free time, I enjoy coding my own little projects and I sort of do speech and debate, but just as a hobby and not very competitively.
My name is Alex Du. I'm a 9th grader at Cupertino High School. Some things I enjoy doing outside of coding are volleyball, piano, and debate. I'm currently in the 600 honors class. I achieved USACO Platinum in February of 2020. I also won the 2020 Intermediate Division and got 2nd place at the 2021 Advanced Division at the Harker Invitational.
Okay, great. Thanks for all of your introduction. So the next part, let's talk about the daily coding study at XCamp. Because we usually got some consulting question from the parents or students, like how is the study at XCamp, how is the homework or so. So if you would like to answer the question, feel free to start. Who would like to start first?
I could start. During my learning period at XCamp, I learned, okay, so the problem I'm doing is from learning level to the next intermediate level, are there any challenges to deal with? So during my learning period at XCamp, I learned 2 different languages, and of course, there are many challenges to deal with. In the process, there are 3 steps to overcome the challenge. First, we should always tell ourselves we can do it, changing our negative mindsets to positive. Next, we could try to use our pen and paper to write down the algorithm and draw the diagram. This way, it will help make us clear about what we are trying to do. Finally, if all the steps don't work, we could try to go to a different problem first and come back to the challenging one later.
Great, thanks,
So
Zoe.
next-
Yeah.
So the next problem is, how does daily learning at XCamp help you in the contest? So the curriculum at XCamp has helped me understand the algorithms used in like USACO more thoroughly. For example, I have learned binary search before XCamp, but XCamp has helped me understand it more thoroughly and be able to apply it in contest problems. And in, I think, the US Open contest of this year, I managed to solve a problem due to XCamp.
All right, so as for how much is homework workload, I think that XCamp is a very intensive program. So they'll give you a lot of homework to make sure that you fully understand the questions and all the problems. So I think generally the homework workload, I think a realistic number for most people would be from 2 to 4 hours. Although for me, it takes slightly longer, like 5 to 6 hours. And I think if I were to look at the questions, you could divide it into the thinking about how to solve the question and then actually solving the question. So I think most of the people will take maybe like 2 hours to think about the question and figure out the proper algorithm and approaches to solving it. But I think for me, I'm just a little bit less familiar with the actual coding language than someone like Kevin, who is really, really good at talented and good at coding. But I think a realistic number would be probably 3 to 4 hours you would have to spend on XCamp homework every single week.
All right, the next question. My favorite part of learning at XCamp is getting to meet a lot of other people who will share a similar interest in coding. There's like in like the 600 honors classes, and there's like a lot of smart, really talented people who are who also do a lot of coding, and we have like lots of discussions where we talk about our homework problems, the new algorithms we learned, and a lot of other things. And I think it's very interesting, especially because we get to like all learn from each other. Like sometimes there's like one problem that someone knows how to do, but everyone else doesn't. In times like this, everyone will just like start asking each other, and eventually the whole class will be able to get it. And I think it's very good.
Great. Next part about still about the daily studying. These questions are based on their learning background. Like Zoe, she took the visualization class at the beginning, and Kevin is a good team leader, right? No matter on the class or in the competition. Let's take turn to answer them, okay?
Okay, thank you, Shan. I thought the coding class was very fun because we got to like draw different pictures and animations using one simple coding language. And in the class, we got to have speedy questions, which allow us to practice our knowledge and see if we completely understand a problem. And for me, I actually think it was, the pace was okay. So I guess I could understand every single step of the logo. And for my final project, it was actually in a fun little coding competition with all the other logo classes. And my demos for both of my other projects are on the next slide.
So I guess in order to help your study buddy, you should discuss, I think, any questions you have on the class material. Like you might have some parts of like what you talked about in class that are confusing, and you can discuss that. And I think a good way to discuss is to use a whiteboard. So I use Google Meet with my study buddy, and we can open a Google Jamboard to share our thoughts and explain our ideas clearly. So in summary, to help your study buddy, you should discuss any questions you have in class so you can better understand the material.
All right, for how to manage the coding time and other study as a high schooler. So I think the very most important thing about how to manage your time properly is to have a calendar and to mark out what you're going to be doing at every single bit of your time. So, I mean, if you have a calendar, that's great. And you should probably mark out, be like, oh, from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., I'm just going to be solely doing school homework. And definitely you want to leave like 3-4 hours for X camp. I think you don't really want to sort of just do everything at the very last moment, like 3 hours before the class, and just try to cram in all your coding homework. Because thinking about code and actually doing it, you can think about code when you're like doing something that you think is like boring or monotonous, but then actually writing up the code also takes time. So I think it's best that right after the class, you first think about the questions that are given, and then throughout the week, you just think about how you solve it. And then maybe at the very end, after you know how to solve the problem, you can go and do it. So I think this will actually save you a lot of time. So it's just definitely, you just have to have a calendar, have a fixed schedule, and say, oh, I'm going to be doing this at this time, and just try your best not to procrastinate. I think a lot of parents will try to like cram every single minute of your time with tons and tons of work, but it's also good to take breaks and give yourself some time to relax from it for every day.
As to like how to persevere through coding, like through tough challenges and stuff, the way to do it is just to find enjoyment in like solving hard coding problems, especially it's like you spend a lot of time on it, but then you're finally able to like get it accepted or something. It's actually like a good feeling. It's like a feeling of accomplishment. Also, it's nice like passing, of course, like through like all the contests and getting good results like on things like USACO as well. So that's one way to motivate yourself to continue coding. Along with that, like I said before, it's just very fun, just like also working with others on coding. And that's another way to just continue coding even through tougher times where you don't really understand stuff. You can just talk with others and work things out. As for like how to manage your time in high school, Aiden already basically covered this. It's just like manage your time well. You have to balance out homework, coding, and also make sure to take breaks.
Great. Okay. Thanks for all of your sharing. And the next part, we'll go to the contest part. In SCAP, we encourage our students to take some high quality coding contests, not only testing themselves, but also building a teamwork during the context. So the first question is, how do you guys deal with the toughest problem during the context? Who would like to answer first?
I guess I could answer this again. This is kind of similar to what I said before, but like I said, we should always have our pens and papers next to us to help us deal with the challenges, which allow us to like, again, understand the problem by using our pen and paper. And additionally, when we meet a problem that we are having trouble with, we should always stay calm and not get too frustrated. And we could try reviewing the problem to see if we miss some tiny detail that will like finish the whole kind of problem. And we should always see if our sample input, how the sample input turns into the sample output to see if we got the right algorithm and if we know how the problem works. And when we are stuck debugging, we could try to output a variable or a function to see if they reach the part or to find out what the problem is. I believe this is the easiest way to deal with the toughest problems in the context.
Okay, so there will be different strategies for team-based contests and like personal contests. But I think in all types of contests, you would first want to like go over all the problems and see which ones you want to do, because there might be like easier problems that are later on the problems set. For team-based contests, you want to make sure like your teammates know what they're doing. So I would open like a spreadsheet that will show everyone's progress and status. And I guess if our team is stuck on a problem, we can discuss over the problem together. And like one example was when we were practicing in for the Proco contest, I had like a problem and I discussed with Aiden and we managed to resolve it.
All right, as for me, I think my favorite part during this contest is just like I'm a person who really likes contests. I think the stress just sort of gives me a lot of nice feelings, and I think I rise up to the challenge a lot. But also during team contests, you can work with your peers, and I think that's just a really gratifying feeling because once you work together, you guys can solve a lot more questions than just one person working by themselves. And I think the teachers at XCamp are very good at knowing exactly how good you are. So they'll match you with peers that are like essentially exactly your level. And so working with them in order to solve tougher questions together, I think it's just a super nice feeling. And it's definitely my favorite part of all the contests.
Great. Thanks, Alex. Yeah.
So some tips for students who are like new to contests are basically, I think most importantly, just use paper during contests. Like write out all your ideas and like write notes on problems, and also just like compute out like what the problem's actually asking on paper first before going to code at all. A lot of people think that it's because like you think like computers like coding's like on the computer, so like you should just like start just typing immediately and just like start getting to work. But it's like in reality, you actually just want to organize your thoughts first, and then lastly start coding. Like coding actually takes like less time than actually thinking about it. Another thing is just to like not get stuck on a problem for too long during contests. Most times contests will have like 3-4 problems. Like your school has like 3 problems usually, and it's better to be able to like look through all the problems and see if you can solve them first instead of just getting stuck on one. For example, if you just like spend all their time on the first problem, then you're just not going to get like any results. However, if you like take some time to just look at the second and third problem, you might find that you're able to solve them instead. Yeah, they're just some general tips, I guess, for contests.
Okay, so students, if you have any follow-up question for our student speaker, yeah, please leave on the chat box. And the next contest part, okay, for each of you to answer. Zoe, because you are the youngest, I think, right? Very young when you passed the USACO. Okay, please go ahead.
All right, so my experience in USACO was very fun and I guess interesting. What happened was it was a normal Sunday night and I was just about to do my math homework. And when my dad came out of nowhere and asked me, "What are you doing USACO's bronze today?" At first, well, I thought he was joking, but when I realized he wasn't, I thought I was definitely not ready. My dad encouraged me by saying it was a learning experience, so I gave USACO a try, and surprisingly, I passed.
So I guess the practice with to cooperate with your teammates, sorry. I already mentioned this earlier, where you would open like a spreadsheet and see everyone's progress and like what everyone is doing. And if you have any problem, it's good to discuss with your teammates. And I think for the discussion part, you should maybe like talk about what you have tried so far and maybe mention anything that you have to like fix. And likely your teammate can like understand what problems you're facing and maybe have a solution for that. And then to practice leadership skills during like daily study groups, I think it's good to maybe decide what you're going to talk about maybe in like the first few minutes, and then you can go have an organized discussion based on that. And I think during these daily study groups, it's also important to let, I think, everyone share their ideas. So it's not just one person talking.
And yeah, you are the teammate with Kevin several times, right? Yeah. Please share some of your experience, right? Oh, where is Aiden? So maybe we can let Alex answer the question first, right? Alex, you're the most senior students in XCamp, right? Share some experience because we know the Platinum Class got a hot attention after we published the good news on different social media platforms. Okay, Alex, please go ahead.
Okay, so my experience in like the Platinum class per se, basically we've known each other for like a pretty long time. It's like we've like started coding each other probably a couple years ago. We like all know each other, so we like feel comfortable asking each other for help and also have like some like healthy competition within the group. One of the things we have like in our class is that basically whenever there's like homework, the teacher creates like a spreadsheet to list out all the problems that are assigned for the week or something. And then whenever someone is like done with a problem, they mark it as accepted, or like whenever they start working, they work as work in progress. So this both basically puts some pressure on people to like actually start working on problems if they they see that everyone else has like gotten everything accepted and haven't even started yet. Along with that, it also makes it so that if one person solves a problem and everyone else is still struggling, they're able to like see which person solved it and just ask that person for help. And that way they can just get some hints or like get the solution and solve themselves, and also just that way. So I think that's a really good way that we all work together. On the second question for me, like the experience on different levels of USACO, I feel it's like passing bronze is basically just getting like an understanding of how language works.
I'm so sorry.
Talking.
Yeah.
It's basically just like if you know basis of C++, like for example, like knowing how for loops work, and maybe some like slightly more advanced things like recursion and some problem solving skills, and that's basically just USACO bronze. USACO and silver and gold require like the knowledge of some algorithms like DP, graph algorithms, just stuff like that. But overall, silver and gold I think are not too far apart. It's like pretty similar. It's just like gold has like some slightly more advanced algorithms and slightly harder problems. However, on the USACO Plat, I think USACO Plat is just like a lot harder than USACO Gold. Like the jump from Gold to Plat is really large actually. It basically just requires the same algorithms are used in Gold and Plat. Plat has like some slightly more advanced algorithms, but like not that many. However, it's just the difference of the problems are just a lot harder to like recognize what algorithms to use. They're also a lot harder to code. And in general, it just takes a lot more practice to go from Gold to Plat. And yeah, that's just how I feel about the different USACOs.
Great, then it's back. Okay, Aiden, would you mind to answer the question? Yeah.
As for my question, I think what we did well as a team during the Pro contest was that we had very good team communication. So I think Kevin's spreadsheet was very, very nice. So me and Kevin could just both look at the spreadsheet, and then we would have our name, and then on the right side, we would have whether or not we were working on the question and our current status. So you could just look at that question and then know whether or not Kevin is doing this question and whether or not I should help him with it. I think one thing that I definitely could have improved was I could have stopped being so stubborn with doing the question, because I was just like, I was doing this question and I was thinking to myself, oh, just one more bug fixed and then I'll get the question correct. But then there was just always one more bug and then one more bug. And I just sort of got stuck up with that question. So I think I definitely needed some fresh perspective. So I should have reached out to Kevin, and then hopefully together he could have helped me look at my question and then figured out what my problem was. And I think we did that with Kevin once, and that was actually super helpful. And I should definitely do that more often.
Great. Okay, so students, if you have any follow-up question to ask our student speaker, yeah, feel free to leave on the chat box. Great. The next session is the project demo. Please welcome Zoe and Aiden to share their project. Zoe first. I just click the YouTube video.
Hello everyone, I am Zoe, and today I made a game called Trying to Catch the Cat. Yes, usually the cat is trying to catch me, but in this case, me, the ball, is trying to catch the cat, just for fun. I am a pink ball, and in order to move, I need to click to a position with my cursor. For instance, if I want to move here, it clicks here, and if I want to click here, it moves here. On the other hand, the cat is randomly moving, so I don't know where it's headed next. So in order to win the game, you have to click the cat and go in the same direction as the cat. Yes, as I said, you don't know where to go, but on the same side, you could also guess. Like, I'm trying to aim for the nose because that is the center of the cat, and when I do, it gives me a celebration. Good job! Hope you enjoyed my game. Thank you for watching, and please vote for me. Bye!
Just click play, I guess. Just click play on the third project. Yeah, so my project here was, I was just recreating a game that I was looking at. So I looked at it and I was like, oh, this is a very fun game. So I was just recreating it myself. So first off, you have a chart selection. So for my example, I'm just gonna select my chart 1. And then here you'll have notes falling down and you just press keys. And then depending on how accurate your key presses are, with how accurate it should be, you'll get a score. And then it'll add your score up at the very end and then show you an end screen. So I think here, I just charted all of this. So this is chart A, and then at the end, it'll tell you, oh, your final score is 12,900. And you'll have a menu screen to go back to the menu, which is here. And you'll also have a replay song option. And I think both of them are pretty cool. So in total, I essentially finished this project in like one sitting for like 10 hours. So I just sat down in the morning and I was like, I'm gonna finish this. And then at like midnight, I finished it. So that's essentially how I did this one. And I used processing, which is essentially Java.
Okay, so like, could you explain like what game this is based on? Or you need to unmute yourself.
Yeah, all right, I think this game is called Mania. It's not actually a very well-known game, I guess. I think maybe more well-known is Piano Tiles. So it's actually pretty reminiscent of piano tiles where the notes will fall down and you have to tap them. And the only difference I'd say between this game and piano tiles is that piano tiles, you have to tap the note, but then for this one, you have to tap them accurately as well, right? So in this game, obviously your goal is to get the highest amount of score possible. And depending on how far away you are from actually hitting the note, you'll get a different amount of score. So if you're perfectly on beat, then you're going to get the maximum amount of score. But for piano tiles, as long as you tap it, it's good enough. So yeah, if you guys want the actual name of the game, it's called Osu Mania.
Okay.
Oh, since ASCAMP started, we are so happy to have continuing support from our parents. So today we would like to release one of our newest program, the Ambassador Program for ASCAMP students' parents. So let Charlie to introduce more about the program.
Yes, okay. Thank you, Sansan. Thank you for all the students you are sharing and your great work. Before I share the ambassador plan, I want to say to other students and parents, if your student has not registered in our Google Classroom, now we are using Google Classroom to share all the informations, the Zoom Classroom link, class materials, class video recordings. Yeah, if your child has not signed in the Google Classroom, please ask him or her to check the email. We sent out email several times already. There's still a lot of students has not go to the Google Classroom yet. Yes, please check the email, go to the Google Classroom, to the class. For our ambassador plan, we try to have the parents to help us to spread the word, to build a community. So please, you can help us to spread the word to your Chinese school, to your middle school or elementary school. Also, we will have credit to give to you. Yes, please contact me or Rome if you are interested in this program. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Charlie. Thanks, parents. Okay, Okay, let's go to the Q&A section. I already see a lot of questions, right?
Yeah, I also see a question from my game. So the question was, is the ball supposed to leave a bit of itself when it moves? Okay, so yeah, that was a little lag, I guess, because of when I was doing the screen recording. I don't think it usually happens, though.
Oh,
And
so you already answered your question, right? In my part, I see the first question is Brown's text problems more similar to the homework from the classes? Who would like to answer it?
Yuan, are you here?
Or maybe student.
Oh, you asked student. Okay.
So who would like to answer? Maybe Alex, you are the senior one.
Wait, the problem about like, are the bronze test problems more similar to the homework?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it depends on what the homework is. Like, I guess, I mean, like some of the homework like pretty accurately represents a lot of the problems that you'd like be like seeing on the actual USACO contest. So, yeah.
Oh, so the next question, what courses are the best preparation to pass USACO Browns? Lots of parents are interested about the USACO plan.
So I think before talking about the best preparation class for USACO, we don't treat USACO as the direct result of one class. Instead, we are trying to build up students' foundations gradually, and so that once they reach the knowledge level, then they are able to solve the pass the USACO tests naturally. So I would say like typically we see students start to pass USACO in 201 or 202 classes, the earliest, and then that can last for 1 to 2 class as well. So that's the typical our past experience. Yeah. So, but that comes with several prior class before that for the foundation build-up, and we highly recommend for low level of USACO such as bronze or silver. We focus more about foundation build-up instead of focusing on like short-term passing that level, because long-term the higher level of knowledge will cover the lower level of tests. Yeah, that's my suggestion. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Jen.
Shen, I also have something to add on to you.
Sure, yeah, please go ahead, Zoe.
Okay, also, I don't think that there's actually one specific class that like 201 or 202 to pass those soccer bonds. Just like when you're ready, you could try to take the test, just like a learning experience. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Zoe. Oh, by the way, if some students want to join our USACO Browns class or camp, you need to take the placement test. You can follow us on any social media platform, can contact us. The next question is, let me see.
From my screen, it is bronze test problems more similar to the homework from the classes?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I see another question. Which USACO division does 300 class target? So this time, who will answer this question? Maybe Yuan or Albert?
Yeah, thanks. So for 300 level classes, the class material is built up tree and the graph related data structure and also corresponding algorithm as well. So that's actually slightly in between silver and gold, and is actually build up foundation for gold. The knowledge is beyond silver. Yeah, that's the general positioning of that class. We are build up the knowledge, but if students want to further take the test, they will need to do more preparation about mock tests as well. Yeah.
Thanks, Yuan. The next question is, Is it okay to have a Chromebook to code in class? Chromebook is the portal one, or who will answer this?
Yeah,
question?
that's totally fine. Chromebook, as long as it's there's a web browser, then it should be fine. Because at the very beginning level of classes, or even intermediate level of classes, we always use a repo as our online IDE to let students write code and also to debug codes as well. So it should be fine. And if you are entering very high level of classes, for example, like you are entering like Platinum, then we would recommend some specific operating system and corresponding IDE. Yeah.
I got a question from a student in 102 Python. Does the honor class student care about taking APCS, which is much easier and in Java?
So I will first fill in several sentences, and we have lots of students with similar experience. They can chime in. I think in general, APCS is about Java. So our class will prepare our students very well for the real coding ability in practice. And the only gap between that with the APCS class, APCS test is some of the object-oriented concept. Once that part is filled in, then they have zero problem about coding problem or like the coding experience at all. I think we hopefully we have some students online here who is taking both the XCamp class and also the APCS test. Like they can provide the first-hand experience.
Okay, thanks, Yuan. The next question, I think maybe is for Charlie. The parent said, my son is in grade 10th grade now. No coding experience. Is it too late for him to start the CS learning now?
Yes, I can answer. Generally speaking, if your kid like coding, or you want him to be in the CS major in college, it's not late to start in grade 10. So because now it's more and more competitive when you go to computer science in college. If you have any experience, it will be a plus for application.
Okay, thanks, Charlie. Oh, still a lot of questions. Do I need a specific type of computer to code in class?
Yeah, I think Yuan just answered. I'm here too. So yeah, any computer that can get online, it's good enough. Yeah, including Chromebook, Windows, and the MacBook.
Okay, great. Parents ask, can students take 2 classes at the same time?
In general, because our class is kind of one level by another level, so its content are different. But if some students they would like to skip the class, or we think he's qualified to skip the class, at the skip time, we give the student the opportunity to study 2 classes at the same time because some contents they might missing. So that's still possible. Yes, it's case by case.
Great. Yeah, there is another student who answered the question, right? The difficulties between APCS and other coding classes. Thanks, Angelina. Okay. Oh, it's already 6:01. Any other question?
Yeah, I see there are a couple more questions. Like it says, wait, no. Oh yeah, is bronze test problems more similar to the homework from the classes?
Oh, I guess Yuan already answered the question, right?
There's also another one that says, for most of the bronze question, a brute force algorithm should suffice.
Oh, George Chen, right? Most of the bronze question, who can answer it? Because maybe
I don't think that's really a question, just a statement.
Yeah, I got a direct message, one question about why XCamp use C++, not Java to teach. I would say originally, we were more focused on the competitive coding. C++ is the first choice. It's much faster than Java and Python. So for the USACO Gold and above, we must use C++. But for the lower levels, now we also teach Python now. Python is easier for the student to get know the programming languages. Yeah, for the Java, we may have later on have Java class too, but now it's just for this canonical reasons. We are teaching Python and C++, not Java yet.
Okay, I also got another private chat to me. It says, what courses are the best preparation to pass USACO Bronze?
I think that question already answered, right? Yuan already answered.
Should she try to answer it again?
Hi, Zoe, can you repeat your question?
What courses are the best preparation to pass USACO Bronze?
USACO Bronze? Yeah, so I think this question was already answered. I can repeat if needed. So yeah, so basically we don't have a specific class only for Bronze. In general, we are building up students' foundation, and if students start with beginner level in XCamp, in general, we see they are ready in 200 class or 201 or 202. In general, that's where we see they are ready for that. USACO Bronze knowledge level, it doesn't test that much, but it does test your coding ability. So that's the time when we see students to get ready.
Great. I think we already answered all of the questions. It's already past the time. Okay. Thanks everyone to join our ceremony, and hope every student enjoy your coming coding journey at XCamp. And our parents and friends, feel free to follow us on any social media platform to get our first-hand information. Okay. Wish you have a good weekend, and bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.